All right, before we get started, I just want to say that I have in the description put exactly where the programming starts in this video. So if you hate YouTube intros, which the majority of us do, be my guest, jump right in. But I just want to say a couple things about learning to code and practicing coding. All right, this is it. I think you can go online and you can take any number of courses about JavaScript, Python, whatever, and learn things. But I think this skill set of problem solving will teach you the basic concepts of a language faster than you would be able to learn them in the classroom. You are going to sharpen the tools that you already have in your tool belt, and you are going to build new tools as you go along. You're also going to challenge yourself intellectually, and for me, I think this is the best way to learn JavaScript at a high level. So, if you're here and you're learning to code, or if you're here and you're just trying to sharpen your skill sets, I commend you, and I think you are in the right place. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Each new term in the Fibonacci sequence is generated by adding the previous two terms. By starting with 1 and 2, the first 10 terms will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 55, 89. By considering the terms in the Fibonacci sequence whose values do not exceed 4 million, find the number of even valued terms. Now, this is a problem where we are going to be doing the Fibonacci sequence. Why do we do this? Well, we do Fibonacci sequence because it teaches us how to use data storage and looping. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go find even Fibonacci sum under n. That's the name of the function, and it takes n as an argument. In this case, the number that we're going to execute with is going to be 4 million. So I'm going to say console.log 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. When we're doing Fibonacci sequences, we need to store the values of the Fibonacci sequence, and then at the end, we're going to find the even valued ones, and we're going to consider a sum of them. So this is basically a problem that we need to break down into 3 steps. The first step is we need to get all of the Fibonacci numbers under 4 million. The second step is we need to find the even ones, and the third one is we need to condense the sums. Now, in some problems, you can solve the easy problem first. In this case, the easy problem is even numbers or summing, but in this case, you actually need to go in and solve the Fibonacci sequence problem first. So let's start it by doing this. Const Fibonacci numbers. And we're going to set this equal to an array, and we're going to put the first 2 Fibonacci numbers in there, which are 1 and 2. We're also going to go in and we're going to... Who the hell is blowing up my phone? This is what we're going to do. We are going to find the next Fibonacci number. So this is the Fibonacci sequence. What you need to do is you take an array of the Fibonacci numbers and you start it with the first 2. So the first 2 numbers are 1 and 2. You then take the last 2 numbers of that array, you add them together, and then add the sum of those numbers at the end of the array to create the next Fibonacci number. So in this example, right, we've got an array with 1 and 2 in it. You add the last 2 elements in it. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Now there's 3 elements in the array. You add the last 2. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. On down the line. So how do we do this and make sure it's not under 4 million? I'll give you a little clue. It's going to be a little thing that we like to call a while loop. Let's do this. We are going to say let next fib number, and we're going to start it equal to 0. And we're going to say, wow, next fib number is less than n. We are going to do a thing where we are going to go next fib number is equal to... It is so loud outside. I apologize if you can hear that. So, you can actually do a thing in Python where you grab the last element of an array using like a :1 thing, and I'm not sure if that's possible in JavaScript. So let's look this up. I think you just do .length -1, right? Yeah, so you just use the length of the array and then take one off. If next fib number is less than n. Now, why are we doing this? Why are we double checking again? Well, the reason that we're double checking is this loop is going to see if the number is under 4 million, but it's going to loop through one extra time because the check is a step behind. It's future Joe here. That explanation didn't really make any sense. So here's my best bet at it. Let's say we are doing the first Fibonacci numbers under 5, right? We would have 1. 1 is less than 5. 2 is less than 5. 3 is less than 5. And then it would go again because the number's 3. And then it would set it equal to 5, which is not less than 5. But we're already in the loop, so the number is going to get added. I know that's really confusing. I apologize. Yeah! And we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a nice console.log, and we're going to see if we get the fib numbers. That looks pretty good to me. 1, 2, 3, 5, and these look like the correct numbers so far. So what do we do next? We're also going to declare something called the sum. And we're going to say also, while we're in here, if next fib number, remember that little remainder thing we learned in the first problem, and then we're going to return the sub. Let's see if this is the answer. Oh. Even valued numbers. We didn't get it. And the reason we didn't get it is because we put 40 million instead of 4 million. Let's try it one more time. Bam, there's the answer.